Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching A Little Dreaming is Dangerous, the Proust Questionnaire Offstage. I am Betsy, and Proust, no longer with us. But invasive questions live forever. This episode, the questions go to Chris Ramirez. Chris received his BFA in theater performance from Baylor University and has acted for nearly every theater company in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He recently directed Little Shop of Horrors for junior players and is a member of the Diane and Hal Brierley Resident Acting Company at the Dallas Theater Center, where he will soon be seen in Lin-Manuel Miranda's In the Heights, running through October 20. It's September 2019. Chris Ramirez, hello.
Hi.
What are the qualities you respect in another artist?
Oh, good one. I think aspects that I respect the most are strong views and how far they'll go to make their view known, or how they choose to display their view with their art. Not that I would respect like a safe work less, but I personally have more fun when I see a work of art that feels dangerous, that feels like an artist just pouring out and releasing how they feel about a certain subject. And that's muddy ground, because sometimes, you can watch a show and let's say someone has a strong political opinion, there's danger in like hitting it too hard and then not letting your audience think. But at the same time, there's something beautiful in them laying out their point of view of things and kind of letting the audience decide where they lean. For example, Darren Aronofsky is one of my favorite filmmakers because he truly feels like an artist that is just pouring out how he feels. And a lot of his films have a divide. Some people hate them, some people love them, and I think that that's beautiful. I think that I really appreciate artists that are able to make art that can create that divide, and most importantly, make people think, which is what and with everything that I do, I think it's my job to make people think and ask questions and reflect and hopefully become better humans, better people, better artists, whatever it may be. So I think definitely those are the things, is people that commit to their point of view with their artistry, and artists that, what was the second one that I said? I said people that, I said.
I think you said make people think.
Yes, and an artist that strive to make people think.
What's your worst nightmare?
My worst nightmare? I would probably say that it's truly not having any support. I have been so blessed with having an incredible family and community of friends that have been so supportive. And I think that not having support might be one of the most terrifying things, because, like I said, I've been so blessed in having that support. Imagining not having it is a scary thought.
Who are your heroes?
I would say, first and foremost, my parents, for leaving Mexico and coming here in the mid-'80s and not having much money and saying we're going to start a family and we're going to legitimately have an American dream, which I believe they've achieved. 2 daughters, both of which have their masters. Myself, all of us went into education or have had pretty good careers in our own fields. So I would definitely say my parents first and foremost. And there's some other people, in the entertainment industry, like John Leguizamo and Desi Arnaz, who really paved the way for Latino actors, and and entertainment in general. So I think just name a few of those.
If you could change one thing about your life, what would it be?
I would. Oh man. That I don't think anyone's ever asked me that. If I could change one thing about my life or myself, what would it be?
Life.
My life. I think that one is so difficult for me to answer because I'm so thankful for the hardships that I've had in my life. And I think that those are so essential. Like I think about, I grew up in a pretty rough neighborhood in North Dallas, and was surrounded by a lot of violence and drug abuse and all sorts of stuff. And I often think, like, would I want my children to live in that environment, right? And I'm so torn because part of me says, well, that environment really shaped me. It really helped me look at the world through a different perspective at such a young age and have strong willpower. But then the other part of me is like, oh, I don't know if I want my child, in that environment, because Lord knows if they'll have, if it will have the same effect on them, so I think that's where I lie on that. But in terms of things that I would change, I genuinely don't think that I would change much of anything. I believe that so many things have happened in my life that have led me to where I am right now. And some of them have been very unfortunate and were hard to get through at the time. But, hindsight 2020, I look at those, and even while they were happening, I told myself, this is going to take me somewhere that's even better than I am now. So my mindset and my way of living, I think, kind of contradicts the question. If that makes sense.
What do you consider your defining achievement so far?
I would say that it would be being asked to join the Brierley Acting Company at Dallas Theater Center, and I only say that because this company and the work that's done here had such an effect on me as a youth that for it to crescendo into being a resident company member, I think is something that I had strived for since I was a youth. So I would probably say that as of now, that's my biggest achievement, specifically in my career.
Last question. What is your most loved possession?
My most loved possession is my parents, because of how, like I mentioned earlier, how incredibly supportive and strong they have been my entire life, and how much they have sweat in the hot sun and struggled for that American dream and for their children. So I would definitely say that.
Chris Ramirez, thank you.
Thank you.